we get your feedback. Normally the extended Google I/O extended Sri Lanka has a huge audience, and in fact this year we had 10,000 plus registrations. That was very encouraging for the Mobitel Innovation Center. But due to the current security situation in Sri Lanka, we did not want to have a huge audience in one place, and thus we are going live. But we have made sure that nothing is taken away from you, because we have you getting connected very soon to the keynote speech that will be at approximately 10:30 Sri Lanka time. But we have two more discussions, or two more sessions, Sri Lankan sessions, which will give you more opportunities, more options to vote. And the voting will be done by typing IOSL space and your favorite session number. I'll tell you quickly, run through the sessions. Session number 1, your gateway to the digital world. Session number 2, Sri Lanka WizKids. Session number 3 was, in fact, mastering of the art of Angampura with the motion capture. Session 4, we had island mentality versus stand-up mentality, and or rather startup mentality. And also session number 5 was 5G, ready, steady, go. And we have 2 more sessions to go. And you can type in your favorite session, IOSL space, your favorite session or sessions, multiple sessions, you can do that. And you can SMS it to 77 or 77012, and it is free of charge, and you have no restriction. You can send as many SMSs as possible that you like to send. And also visit the Mobitel Twitter page, because we have questions for you, and if you get the questions right, you are in for a 10 GB data bundle, and that is coming to you with the compliments of Mobitel. All right, so we're getting ready for session number 6. Session number 6. And we have session number 6, which is titled Technology Trends for Your Security, or for the physical security. We have 2 panelists and a moderator. One panelist will be Dr. Rangika de Silva, Head of Technology Transfer, Sri Lanka Institute of Nanotechnology, SLINTEC, who's also a Senior Research Scientist. Then we have Mr. Manju Gunawardana, the Chief Executive Officer, LOLC Research, and Director, Sri Lanka Institute of Nanotechnology. And this session will be moderated by Heminda Jayaweera, who is the Chief Operating Officer, Sri Lanka Institute of Nanotechnology. Over to Heminda.
Thank you, Clifford. Thank you. So the topic that you are going to talk today is a very important one, especially given the consideration of the time, the very unfortunate incident that happened a few weeks ago. So this physical security and safety is one of the key topic everyone talks about. And so not only that, we'll be talking about a few other things as well. For example, how the water, how it affects the security and safety, and then through air pollution, and also we'll be talking about topics like the natural disasters. So we are trying to cover all these areas using technology, how we prevent and also mitigate these issues. So one of the things that we can do, for example, usually if you look at data, I'll give you one example. If it is, say, accidents. So if you can log all the data, for example, where the accidents are happening, in which places, at what time, and due to what issues in the area, if you record these incidents, and then also when you look at the trends, and of course and then you analyze these trends, what they say is you can at least reduce half of all the accidents that are happening in Sri Lanka. For example, in Sri Lanka, the deaths from accidents is one of the largest cause of deaths. So there's an organization already in Sri Lanka doing this analysis with the help of Sri Lanka Police and the World Health Organization. Similarly, you can use this data to prevent most of these issues. For example, even if you look at the best topic about, say, terrorism, we heard just before the 21st incident, there was a big transaction happen in Bitcoin just before the incident. So these are the data that you can use to take preventive actions. And also, but then on the hindsight, what we see is that these activities are happening, unlike, if it is very organized sort of activities, then you can do a lot of prevention activity using big data. But if it is a isolated events, sometimes very difficult. And also what will happen is there can be too many false negatives, so you can't really predict a lot of things. So I will ask first from Manju. So if through data, if you can't identify say terrorist related activity, so what are the methods where we can use technology to prevent or mitigate these issues?
Yeah, Heminda, now unfortunately, if we are unable to predict or stop incidents with data or trends, we'll have to face the next step, that is the physical mitigation with technology. So now, if you were talking about a couple of incidents. One is the bombing incident. Yeah, now, as scientists in the area of materials and electronics, there are new age sensors, sensor-related composite materials. Probably Rangika will talk about those materials more, but we are now in a position to detect these attacks far before it happens. A very good example, if you are talking about suicide attacks, we have different techniques to identify, to detect, and to mitigate these problems or attacks, number one. Number two, those are physical security parts of it. You were talking about water and food safety and security. We have newly developed materials to detect, to identify problems in food, problems in water. I'm talking about, let's say, pollutants. We are talking about heavy pollutants in our food chain, water chain, and the materials and new age sensor technologies can immediately detect these things and safeguard the human being, safeguard the agriculture setup, and safeguard the physical property. Thirdly, when it comes to natural disaster, again, I'm pretty sure most of the people know about the critical problems happen in landslides. There are new age detection methodologies far before the landslide occurs. With telemetry, with IoT, with new technologies, we are in a position to network everything and, let's say, notify related areas for people to go away from these areas. These kind of things are common now. That is the first generation according to our classification. When it comes to the second generation, we are now talking about drones, unmanned aerial vehicles, unmanned ground vehicles, unmanned underwater vehicles, where we are nicely in a position to gather a lot of data to prevent. If it happens, unfortunately, we all have experienced waste dump incident happened in Sri Lanka. We deployed heavy amount of drones to collect data in order to stabilize the dump, to stop further breakages. In that way, we have done a lot of work. Sometimes those are extremely new ideas, new techniques. Sometimes what we do is to get the output, we collect a lot of technologies from various technological fields and integrate them in order to resolve our problems. So sensors are available, new age materials are available. Rangika will talk about the new age materials where we can deploy in order to detect and respond when it comes to security aspects. Rangika.
Yes, Rangika.
Add a few words there. Now, advanced materials or nanotechnology can be used in a few different areas. So typically it could be used for monitoring or detection, or it could be used for protection and as well as prevention. So when it comes to detection part, actually we can use sensors like NIMS and MEMS, which are like nano electromicro devices, micro electromechanical devices and things like that to detect certain elements. Now say when it comes to a bomb like explosives, so it's mainly comprises of C4 and other trace elements. So these detectors can effectively detect these elements and give the user a signal saying, okay, hey, there are some elements out there, so go and check for these explosives. So currently there are existing technologies like that, but when you use such technologies like nanotechnology and nanomaterials, this detection would be much more efficient. in the sense like say if you come up with a graphene based sensor, then the conductivity or the sensing ability will be much faster and much accurate compared to the existing technology. So that way, even at a longer distance, people will be able to detect these, and they will be able to mitigate the risk. Then when we talk about the protection aspect, actually nanotechnology can, or even advanced materials can be used to prepare such materials like composites. So composite is typically a material comprises of two or more materials or two or more phases, where say for instance if one phase is less than 100 nanometers, we consider it as a nano composite. So when we have these composite materials, we can use those to enhance physical and chemical properties. Now, for instance, concrete is the best example. Concrete is made out of like cement and iron bars. So we put iron bars as the secondary material to reinforce concrete. In the same manner, when we incorporate nanoparticles, we can increase the mechanical properties significantly, but then again, we can reduce the weight of the material as well. So when you use such materials, it's really helpful to the military personnel, because like usually they carry a lot of body armors and ballistic armors and things like that. So those are typically very heavy, but when you come up with these high strength lightweight materials, you can actually have it in your backpack or all over the body, and you can move quickly without a problem. So that's another aspect that you can look into. Also, we talked about water security and air quality and things like that. So if you look at this modern warfare, like chemical warfare and things like that.
Yeah, Rangika, I'll come to that maybe
Sure.
a bit later, right? Okay, so we'll Manju දැන් මේ පොඩ්ඩක් මේ අපි දැන් මේ explosives බෝම්බ ගැන මිනිස්සුගේ ලොකු බයක් තියෙනවානේ. මංජුට පොඩ්ඩක් කියන්න පුළුවන්ද මේ මේවා හඳුන ගන්න දැන්ට තියෙන විදි මොනවද, නැත්නම් අපිට මොනවද මේ ගැන ලංකාවේ මොනවද වෙන දේවල්, හරි මොනවද කරන්න පුළුවන් දේවල්, මේ එහෙම දෙයක් කරන්න පුළුවන්ද බැරිද?
Heminda ඇත්තටම මේක අපි තාම සෝචනීය තත්ත්වයක ඉන්න වෙලාවකදී ওই ප්‍රශ්නේ ඇහුවේ. Explosives නැත්නම් බෝම්බ හෝ පුපුරන ද්‍රව්‍ය සහ මම narcotics උත් ඒකටම දාගන්නම් ඒ මේ මද්ද්‍රව්‍ය හඳුනා ගැනීම. මේකෙදී අවුරුදු ගානක ඉඳලා 1950 ගණන් වල ඉඳලා අලුත් ටෙක්නොලොජිස් හැම අවුරුදු දෙකෙන් දෙකටම වගේ එන්න පටන් ගත්තා. ඒත් එක්කම අපේ සතුරා හැමතිස්සෙම මේක කවුන්ටර් කරන්න අලුත් improvised explosives, improvised devices හදන්න පටන් ගත්තා. ඇත්තටම මේ අපේ ඉස්සරහා මේ සිද්ධ වෙච්ච දේ අපිට බොහෝම ලේසියෙන් avoid කරගන්න තිබිච්ච තත්වයක්. අපි සරලවම පාවිච්චි කරනවා බල්ලන්ව, sniffer dogs ලා පාවිච්චි කරනවා. නමුත් මේ පාවිච්චි කරපු ගොඩක් explosives sniffer dogs ලාට හවුන්නේ නැහැ. ඉතින් මේකට හේතුව සතුරා අපිට අපි වරවට්ටන්න උත්සාහ කරද්දී තාක්ෂණයට පමණයි මේකට මුහුණ දෙන්න පුළුවන්. බල්ලොන්ට මුහුණ දෙන්න පුළුවන් අපි හඳුනාගත්තොත්. but හඳුනා ගන්න බැරි තත්වයකදී තාක්ෂණයට පුළුවන්කම තියෙනවා මේ explosives හෝ වේවා, එහෙම නැත්නම් අපි රසායනික යුදාවි පාවිච්චි කරුවොත්, නැත්නම් biological weapons පාවිච්චි කරුවොත්, මේවා අපි කොතනකදී අපි ඉස්සරහට එයිද කියන එක දන්නේ නැති අවස්ථාවකදී ආරක්ෂාව පළමුව සිතන්න අවශ්‍ය තැනකදී අපිට තාක්ෂණය සහ නව new materials එක්ක මේ වැඩේ බාර දීලා ඒ වැඩෙන් ඒ materials වලින් ගන්න දත්තයන් මගින් අපිට ඒක උඩ depend වෙන්න වෙලා තියෙනවා. Very good example. Now if you take simplest example, if you take the materials these people used to explode, if we had very simple volatile detectors or volatile organic compound detectors installed in these hotels, would have easily identified these materials and detected these materials. In this case, we don't have to identify. If it is something unusual, if we are in a position to get a signal saying that, okay, there's something unusual is happening in this particular area, so we are in a position to go and do something for that. ඒ වගේ දෙයක් නොකර සිටීමේදී, අමතක කර ගැනීමේදී අපේ මිනිසා සම්ප්‍රතිසම අපේ විශේෂයෙන් අපි හැමතිස්සෙම පුරුදු වෙලා තියෙන පොඩි කාලයකදී අමතක කරන්න. එහෙමනම් අලුත් තාක්ෂණයට අලුත් ද්‍රව්‍යයන් වලට මේ වගකීම බාර දීලා අපිට අමතක කිරීමේ ක්‍රියාවලිය යෙදෙන්න පුළුවන්. එහෙම නැති වුණොත් මේක තමයි ප්‍රශ්නේ. මම තව විනාඩියකින් කියලා ඉවර කරන්නම්. ඒකම සිද්ධ වෙමින් පවතිනවා. pesticide residues තියෙනවා, agrochemical residues තියෙන ආහාර. අපි දන්නවා කෘෂි රසායන පාවිච්චි කරනවා. අපි දන්නේ නැහැ කොයි වෙලාවෙදිද මේවා නෙලාගෙන එන්නේ, කොයි තරම් මේවා තියෙනවද. සරල රංගිකට පුළුවන් වේගෙන් කියලා දෙන්න සරල නැනෝ තාක්ෂණ ක්‍රමවේදයන් පාවිච්චි කරලා we are in a position to have a handheld device. Before we go and consume our food, we can simply keep the small device on that. We can detect whether you have contaminants on that or not. So it's a very interesting level we are now in, where all the extremely advanced technologies are now in your fingertips for you to use as a consumer. Earlier, මේ ඔක්කොම ටික ලැබ් එකකට අරන් ගිහින් බලන්න වුණා. දැන් consumer කෙනෙක් විදියට පාවිච්චි කරන්න පුළුවන් දේවල් ඔබගේ දුරකථනයේ තව නොබෝ කලකින් explosives තියනවාද කියන එක මොබයිල් ෆෝන් එකේ සෙන්සර් එකකින් බලන්න පුළුවන් තරමකට ඒවි. ඒකට සහයෝගය අවශ්‍ය වෙනවා නැනෝ තාක්ෂණයෙන් සහ ඒ ඇඩ්වාන්ස් ටෙක්නොලොජිස් වලින් විශේෂයෙන් ග්‍රැෆීන් රංගික පොඩ්ඩක් කතා කරයි ග්‍රැෆීන් ගැන සහ ලංකාව අතර තියෙන සම්බන්ධය. අපි ලෝකේ ඉතාම ඉහළ තලයක ඉන්නවා මේ තාක්ෂණයෙන්. රංගික පොඩ්ඩක් කියලා දුන්නොත් ඒක ගැන.
දැන් හෙමින්ද අපි ග්‍රැෆීන් වගේ මැටීරියල් එකක් ගත්තොත් ලංකාවේ ඇත්තටම අපි කරන්නේ ග්‍රැෆයිට් මයින් කරලා එක්ස්පෝර්ට් කරන එක. හැබැයි ඒකේ වැලියු ඇඩිෂන් එක පැත්ත බැලුවොත් in terms of nanotechnology value proposition එක ගොඩක්ම වැඩි. දැන් අපි එක්ස්පෝර්ට් කරන ග්‍රැෆයිට් එක ග්‍රැෆීන් වලට කන්වර්ට් කරොත් ඒ කියන්නේ නැනෝ ස්කේල් එකේ ඒකේ නැනෝ ෆෝමැට් එකට ඒකෙන් අපිට උපයන්න පුළුවන් ආදායම සහ ඒ වගේම ඒක පාවිච්චි කරන්න පුළුවන් ඇවනියුස් ගොඩක් තියෙනවා. දැන් එක එක්සාම්පල් එක තමයි මම දැන් කතා කරලා බොඩි ආමර්ස් හදන එක රීඑන්ෆෝස් කරන මැටීරියල්ස් ගැන ඒක වගේ. එතකොට අපිට ඇත්තටම නැනෝ ෆිලර් එකක් විදිහට ග්‍රැෆීන් යූස් කරන්න පුළුවන්. So graphene itself could be used as a additive or a nano filler to reinforce these polymers, and once you do that you will get a very high strength as well as very good mechanical properties. By doing that you will be able to replace all these alloys, aluminiums and things like that, and you can reduce the weight. So that's how you can integrate those into different platforms.
So Rangika, adding to the next one, so similarly air pollution and maybe water related pollution, is there a method that we can identify through nanotechnology or any
Correct.
other
So
advanced
we can
technology?
actually identify as well as we can prevent it as well, like we can mitigate those issues as well. So for say instance, in future probably we might have to come across these modern warfares, chemical warfares and things like that. So in those cases people will tend to use certain pollutants. They might put certain pollutants into water streams, to air, to our surrounding and all. So we can actually use nano membranes, which has nanofibrous, nanopore size membranes to remove all those pollutants, as well as you can have certain materials to fight against those pollutants and to kill. Like for instance, like forget about the modern warfare part, like say if you have simple germs like coming through your water stream, currently what we do is like we try to filter it through a normal filter and we boil it and drink. But then again, like if you have certain nanoparticles embedded, you could actually kill the bacteria itself, you could kill the virus. So that itself is a huge thing in terms of security.
So
Okay, yeah.
let me add.
you can add
now,
now, yeah.
when it comes to this, as a science, we have detection and remediation. So detection is one part, and once you detect, what to do with it is the second aspect to that. Now you just mentioned about air purification, air pollution. Okay, you get polluted air. Now what to do with it? That is going to be the remediation part. Water, yes, we have polluted water. How to remediate polluted water? Now detection is important. If you don't have a remediation technique, it is useless. Then you are adding some more fear into people. But we should have detection as well as remediation hand on hand. Then only we can have a full system. Once you detect, you know how to remove it and get the safety and security in order. You wanted to talk about this elephant conflict also, because that is something to do with human safety. Now we have developed some techniques. Again, it's nothing to do with nanotechnology, but we get the biomimic techniques to get some sort of repelling agents. Again, advanced technologies we are using, but very simple. To get bees' noise and reproduce bees' noise in order to repel elephants or chase them away. So the simple learning. Now, people might think, the audience might think, okay, these guys are talking about extremely advanced technologies where we can't implement easily, then you need extremely advanced knowledge to understand it. No, everything is very common. It's just a matter of applying this common knowledge with little bit of managed, let's say, discipline, and put it into problem solving. I think that is the way to go forward when it comes to security. Then when it comes to safety, people should be aware about the culprits. Then you are in a position to mitigate them and bypass them easily.
මංජු මේ මම හිතන්නේ මංජු ගොඩක් වැඩ කරනවා මේ ස්වාභාවික විපත් සම්බන්ධයෙන්. මොනවද කියන්න පුළුවන් කොහොමද ස්වාභාවික විපත් අපිට තාක්ෂණය යොදාගෙන නැනෝ ටෙක්නොලොජි වෙන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. තාක්ෂණය යොදාගෙන කොහොමද මොන වගේ දේවල් අපිට කරන්න පුළුවන්.
එහෙමද ස්වාභාවික විපත් කිව්වම ස්වාභාවික විපත් ක්‍රම කීපයකින් වෙන්න පුළුවන් විපත් තියෙනවා. එකක් තමයි අර හෙමින්ද කියන්න පටන් ගත්තා වගේ අපිට කාලයක් තිස්සේ තියෙන දත්ත තියෙනවා නම් අපි ස්වාභාවික විපත් වෙන්න යනවා කියන එක අපිට identify කරගන්න පුළුවන්. කාලගුණ අනාවැකි කාලගුණ දත්තයන් තියෙනවා නම් දැන් මේ රටට තියෙන එක දෝෂයක් තමයි අපේ දත්ත පරිශීලනය පිළිබඳ තියෙන පසුගාමීත්වය. දත්ත නැහැ. තියෙන දත්තත් අපි තීරණයක් ගත හැකි පරිදි පාවිච්චි කරනවාද කියන ප්‍රශ්නයක් අපිට තියෙනවා.
දත්තත් නැහැ. දත්ත
තියෙන දත්ත ටික වුණත් how to use data in order to take a decision and how to implement that decision in practice. පොඩි gaps තියෙනවා. තීරණය කරන්නන් සහ ඉම්ප්ලිමන්ට් කරන අය අතර. ඒ ගැප්ස් ටික හදාගන්නකම් ওই ප්‍රශ්නේ තියෙයි. උදාහරණයක් ගත්තොත් අපි හැමදාම දන්නවා මේ කාලේට රත්නපුරේට ගම් වතුර එනවායි කියලා. බත් තාමත් රත්නපුරේ සියලු මිනිසුන්ගේ කඩවල ඇතුලේ තියෙන බඩු ටික වතුරට එළියට එනවා. අපි මිටිගේෂන් ප්ලෑන්ස් හරියට වැඩ කළත් නැහැ. ඒකට ඇඩ්වාන්ස් ටෙක්නොලොජිස් ගොඩක් තියෙනවා. මහා ඇඩ්වාන්ස් නැති වුණාට JCB එකකින් පොඩි කානුවක් කපන්නත් පුළුවන්. That's why I told you. He was talking about, and we were talking about extremely advanced technologies, nanotechnology, graphene. Those are the ultimate part of it. But with simple actions, we might be in a position to mitigate and control the damage. That is the real security implementation part of it. උදාහරණයක් විදියට මට මතකයි Mobitel ආයතනය අවුරුදු එකමාරකට කලින් ලස්සන සෙන්සර් එකක් ඩෙවලොප් කරන්න හැදුවා. මේ මොකකටද? ভাইබ්‍රේෂන් එකක් හැමතිස්සෙම එනවා ලෑන්ඩ්ස්ලයිඩ් එකකට කලින්. ඒ තියෙන seismic signals detect කරලා alarm එකක් දෙන්න. ඉතින් ඒ වගේ system එකක් අපිට පරිශනාගාරයක හදන්න පුළුවන් වුණාට ඒක ගෙනියන්න පුළුවන් තත්වයකට හැදුවා උඩත් භූමියේ මේක use කරන අය සන්තෝෂ මේකට ready වෙන්න ඕනේ. මේක මේ අතර මේක network එකක තියෙන දෙයක්. අපි මොනවා කරත් වැඩක් නැහැ. මේ මුළු network එකම නැත්තම් මුළු cycle එකම cover වුනේ නැත්තම්. ඉතින් ඒක food security හෝ වේවා නැත්නම් natural disaster හෝ වේවා නැත්නම් යුදමය කටයුත්තක් හෝ වේවා දැන් තියෙන ප්‍රශ්නේ මොකද්ද මේ යුද්ධෙදිත් ප්‍රශ්නේ තියෙන තැන ප්‍රශ්නේ විසඳන තැනට හරියට ලින්කුත් නැති වුණාම තියෙන ප්‍රශ්නයක් මේ වෙලාවෙත් අපි ඉන්නවා. ඕක ගම්වතුරටත් ස්වාභාවිකයි බෝම්බ එකටත් සාධාරණයි මේ කාලෙදි මේ ලංකාව ඇතුලේ තියෙන තත්ත්වය අනුව ඉස්සෙල්ලාම අපි මේ networks හදන්න ඕනේ. ඒකට communication networks වෙන්න පුළුවන් මිනිස්සු එක්කෙනාට කතා කරන විදිය වෙන්න පුළුවන් මාධ්‍ය වෙන්න පුළුවන් advanced technologies හැමතැනම තියෙන්න ඕනේ. නැත්තම් security කියන ඒ wide area එක අපිට link කරගන්න බැරි වෙනවා.
මම හිතන්නේ මංජුද අපේ වෙලාවත් යනවා. So the time is going really fast. So maybe the last question, Rangika. So I would ask what you can add, maybe anything that we have missed on, especially related to material science side.
Probably I couldn't explain about the detection part because you asked that question earlier.
Yes.
So I'll relate this to nanotechnology as well because we were talking about how nanoparticles could be used for such application. Actually, we can use, say, we can use a conductive material or a conductive substrate like graphene, and you could decorate those with metal oxides to do certain detection. So based on the plasmonic resonance of these nanoparticles, you could actually identify certain things. Now, for instance, if you use gold nanoparticles, you can spot the spoilage of food. So I think if you incorporate that into your food packaging, then the end user would identify the perishability of the food. So that's something we should look in our coming days. And similarly, this detection technique should be improved in such way where we can use it for our national security purposes as well. So that's something even SLINTEC is thinking. And we have initiated that thought process, and we are in the correct direction, I would say.
Yeah, thank you, Rangika. So, Manju, maybe the last question, maybe what you can add on, especially the topic that we have, this, the safety and the security. What you can add, if you have missed anything on this?
No, the simplest thing is safety and security is paramount important. Can start from the simplest step around you, whether it is an advanced technological implementation or the simplest something. Now, 10 years ago, CCTV is something very advanced to us. Now CCTVs are everywhere. Now we are talking about second, third generation thermal imagery and different techniques. Whatever it is, if you are not in a position to get this information and wisely use it in order to take decisions, whether it is food security or physical security or natural disasters, it's no point having this data or no point having this information with us. Whatever the information coming from nanosensors to cameras to whatever it is, should be in a position to manage properly in order to take a decision in order to safeguard our lives as well as whatever the things around us. Otherwise, it's no point.
Right, thank you Manju, thank you Rangika. මම හිතන්නේ අපි බොහොම කාලෝචිත මාතෘකාවක් තමයි කතා කරනවා. තව ගොඩක් දේවල් කතා කරන්න පුළුවන්. නමුත් වෙලාව ප්‍රශ්නයක් තියෙනවා. ඉතින් බොහොම ස්තුතියි අසා සිටියට ඔබ සැරටම බොහොම ස්තුතියි. Thank you.